What's that? Playoffs? Don't talk about it. Playoffs? You kidding me? Playoffs? I just hope we can win a game.
Strike like a lightning bolt. You feel the ground pounding, that might be the coast. Quick like a joke, like to hit when provoked. Don't you doubt that. That's a Jaguar to a house cat. That's an outcast to a whole squadron. If you talking Houston, then we got a problem. You'll probably get the horns if you mess with the cattle. Sit back in your saddle and get ready for the fan battle.
You know Jacksonville's motto: going places and eating faces.
Right.
Gang.
Going places and eating faces. Welcome to AFC South Fan Battle Podcast. My name is Samantha Wernette. Of course, if you are listening to the audio version, you might not hear that part, but that was our commentator, Chris. I'm typing in Nick Chubb. I apologize.
Whoa,
Chris Jackson.
Hey, don't get too crazy, Sam.
With
Okay.
his Jacksonville jokes. But we thank you guys for tuning in this week, week 2. Sorry there, Ammo. Can't congratulate you on a victory Monday this week, buddy. Yeah. Last week was a good one, but this week I'm just happy to be alive because I was at that game and I thought I was going to die, and we'll dive into that later. But introducing.
Does the term unbiased host mean nothing to you?
No, it does not. I know what makes them cheer. Okay.
Oh, jeez.
Introducing our commentators for this evening, representing the Texans, we have Matt Briggs.
What up?
Representing the Colts, we have Chris Jackson.
Sam's only
Bang,
black
bang, Gardner Minshew gang.
Oh, come on. You got to do that. That hurts. That hurts.
Good.
And finally back, we haven't seen him in a while, but of course we love to have him, Mr. John Hall for the Titans.
Hey, happy Victory Monday. Chris, how you doing? You feeling good? Everybody else having a good Victory Monday?
I'm feeling
Absolutely.
fantastic. I appreciate you, huh? I appreciate you.
As the non-biased host, I must say happy Victory Monday to you.
There you go.
Ugh. Actually, that game shocked me. I can't wait to dive into that too. That was shocking. That was a shocking game, that game. And representing the Jaguars, we have the one and only Ammo. How are you?
Could be better on this Monday, definitely.
Oh, felt that.
Mm-hmm.
Well, guys.
Still in first place, so I mean you got that going for you.
Yeah, but it could be a much better looking first place.
Yeah.
Yes.
True that.
This is also true.
Well,
Absolutely.
before we dive into our teams, and actually we're going to hit the Jaguars first. Little update. So as of about 30 minutes ago, Nick Chubb, terrible injury, Monday Night Football game. Does anybody want to roll the tape for the people watching?
No.
No.
Yeah, I
Okay.
Okay, well never mind then.
No.
I'm
It's
staying,
not good.
I'm staying
Pretty
away
rough.
from that. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it was bad. And does anybody want to say what happened?
If you saw what happened to him in college, it's similar, not quite as bad, but along those lines. So if you've seen that video, then you've seen this one.
If you saw what happened to Marcus
Well,
Lattimore.
explain for those who don't know. If you don't know.
Well, you see your knee and your leg is supposed to be straight. His was kind of bent 90 degrees to the side, so not good.
He was going full force, and Mika Fitzpatrick ran into him head on, and his body kept going forward, and his knee didn't. So yeah, that's basically what happened. I don't see how any ligament in that whole knee was not torn because it was nasty.
I guess we'll find out I've been checking Twitter. That's why I accidentally called Chris Jackson Nick earlier because I keep checking Twitter. I doubt we'll know tonight, but Trevor Lawrence just tweeted Nick Chubb with little praying hands. So, I saw somebody had tweeted Nick Chubb RIP, and I was like, what happened? Because I wasn't actually watching the game. I was getting ready.
Probably for a football career, because that's going to be rough to come back from.
Yeah, how old is he? He's not young.
He's like 20. He's like 26, 27.
He's drafted 2018.
Yeah, but the problem is that with running backs like Chubb is that offense. Like, I don't care how much they're paying Deshaun, Chubb is the offense. So to lose that, like, with as many carries as he's had, and he has had other injury issues, that's going to be a rough one to come back from, if ever.
Well, that's what. So Adam Schefter, Nick Chubb, dislocated his left knee and tore his MCL, PCL, and LCL with the cartilage damage on October 10th, 2015 versus Tennessee. He injured the same knee tonight versus Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
So.
He's going to be 28 at the end of the year.
Oh,
Yes,
God.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, I just saw the video. Okay.
And see, this is the bad thing, right?
He's
This is
not
why
old.
this is why running backs are not going to get paid. All the running backs that want to get paid this offseason are hurt. Barkley, Chubb. The only one that didn't get hurt was Henry. JT's still out.
How bad was Barkley's injury, did they say?
What was that, Emma?
2 to 3 weeks.
Yeah, they said it was only going to be like,
Okay, so it wasn't as bad as his reaction was at the end of the game. The way he was reacting, I thought maybe he was done.
Well, they got their $40 million quarterback. Why can't they just run the offense through him? Oh yeah, that's right. Because he sucks. Like,
Because he's $40 million a year overpaid.
Exactly. Like, he's $40 million a year because Saquon had a great year in a new offense, and Daniel Jones looked less like Daniel Jones than he did in previous years. Stupid.
It seems like every quarterback besides Jalen Hurts that got paid this offseason suck.
But
Like
Jalen
Joe
Hurts hasn't
Burrow.
even been playing at the same level that he was playing at last
Right.
year either. Like,
Right,
that team is just that good that they're surviving, but he's
Yeah.
not playing his best football right now either.
But he did a lot better than he did week one,
Yeah.
So.
But it's the thing is that with today's NFL, like nobody plays preseason. September is always just sort of slow start. We do this every year. September is kind of like people take a minute. For the offenses always take a little bit to get like warmed up, right? It's just what happens. I think Jalen Hurts will be fine. All these other guys, they'll be fine. It just takes a little bit.
100%.
Well, prayers for Nick Chubb. I hate to see that. No matter who it is, I always hate to see somebody get hurt like that because,
Washington. Yeah, I'd be okay if it happened to Washington.
You wouldn't
It's
feel
still-
as bad if it was Deshaun
Yeah,
Watson.
yeah, right. I mean, I wouldn't feel bad, but not.
I didn't feel bad when Aaron Rodgers went down.
I appreciate it. I wouldn't feel.
I didn't feel bad at all when Aaron Rodgers went down. I thought that was the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life.
I felt, like as at least other people got to know what the Jaguar fans felt like. That's all I can say. But all right, moving on. Speaking of, good segue. I'm actually going to read this article real quick, Ammo, before you break the game down. News4Jax reported.
Whole article?
Not the whole thing. Come on. The Jacksonville Fire and Rescue Department said 110 people were treated during the game Sunday, most of them heat-related. There's a few people in the comments. This one guy said the thermometer on the field. So I remember the Kansas City game. When was that? 3 years ago?
Mhm.
4.
3. It's over 3 years.
Well, it was at home. It was the opener, the Nick Foles game that we were just speaking of. The thing on the field read 121 that day. Somebody in the comments, Ryan Jaghab, not sure. He's an
Jacob?
attorney. Is that who it is? He has it as Gaghab. Jaghab. Anyways,
Jacob?
he's an attorney at Farah, and he said the thermometer on the field was reading into the 140s. So I sit in the lower bowl, and I was
40s.
That's what he said. Because it is
How is
hotter.
it high? How is
But it-
anybody alive coming out of there
Well,
if
so
it's
that-
140?
Well, because it's a heat index, right? That's how hot it felt. I will say, sitting in the lower bowl, there's no breeze. My heart rate was so high, it was ridiculous. I have never sweat so much just sitting in my life. I came home from that game and I passed out. I couldn't eat the whole time I was there. I came home and I passed out. It was so bad. Yeah, somebody just commented, Anthony Gonzalez. Hey, Anthony, by the way. No lie, I drank 6 bottles of water in the second half just sitting there. Dude, it was so bad. And the water was $6 a piece for Dasani and $11 for Smart Water. So they need to figure something out, dude. It's insane. It's
Well,
insane.
they're still paying the extermination bill.
You're not wrong. And them hot rats, they just laid them on the concourse.
Exactly. They're just like, why is there chicken everywhere? Like, what do you
Lunch is ready.
Live. It's
They-
Jacksonville. It's freaking
They
it's
need-
Florida. It's
Lunch is
Florida's
ready.
hot.
I mean, yeah, John, you went with me to the opening game last year. You remember how hot it was, and it
wasn't that bad.
It was not as bad last year, no, when you went with me, but it was still pretty hot. I don't understand why the Jaguars are still getting 1:00 games in September. Okay, it's way too hot. There,
'Cause you're on the East.
people falling out everywhere. I know, but they should take that into consideration a little bit. I don't know why we don't open with London games or something. Just don't play the Jaguars at home at the beginning of the season. It is entirely too hot for that shit. But anyways,
How would you
We
feel
got-
if the team was playing 9 away games until November?
We got to read this.
it's
comment.
by October.
You'd
It's
feel
fine.
great in the end. You'd feel
By-
Yeah,
great
because
in
you
the
get
end
to
of the
finish this.
season.
Yeah, you get to finish the season with 8 straight at home. Yeah.
We got to read this one right here. Life hack: it's free to refill your bottle with the sweat of the fan next to you.
Oh, I do- so the guy that sits under me, he had the smartest idea. They gave out towels, and every time the beer man would come by, he'd buy a beer and ask to dunk his towel in the ice of the beer bucket. So he just had these hot rags just constantly. It's like, hell yeah. Hell
Well,
yeah.
I mean, maybe that's why you
That's
felt
pretty
so hot
smart.
because somebody was sitting under you.
No, I sit on the top of my section. I'm looking down on everybody else. I got lit up, and I wore this thick ass like baseball jersey, and it was black, and I was like, I'll be fine. Oh, anyway, all right, moving on. Ammo. Did you go to the game?
I did not.
Yeah, you're fortunate.
I did not feel like doing the 3.5-hour drive because I was not supposed to have the day
Yeah.
off. So I was expecting to work, and I was like, I got the day off. I was like, let me just chill at home, make some wings, hang out with the family. So
Smart, because it was hot. You didn't miss anything.
The play seemed like they were hot too. The way both teams were playing,
mhm,
pretty sluggish.
yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, all of those missed touchdowns happened in my end zone right in front of me, by the way. I posted them on Twitter. It was great.
Oh, it was a rough day at the office for the offense. They really struggled pretty much most of the day. A lot of opportunities, and with the way the defense played, we should have won that game many times. But the offense did nothing to help us out. I mean, we dropped 3 potential toe drag touchdowns, and I mean that's all the difference in the world right there.
Grizzly almost got taken out by the
By the goalpost. Yeah.
Yep, and then like a couple plays after that, Justin Reed hit him late,
Mhm.
and he was just like, "All right, dude, I'm done. It's not worth my time anymore." O-line is starting to really become a problem. The interior of the offensive line, especially. Granted, it's Chris Jones, and he just came back, so he had a point to prove, but it's concerning because if they can't hold up, I don't know how they expect to make a deep playoff run, because that's going to be the difference maker there. Can't stop that pressure. You can't function the offense. And what happened yesterday? Couldn't function the offense. So
Yeah, any defense that holds the Super Bowl winning Kansas City Chiefs to 17 points that does not win a game. That's all offense right there. I mean,
you hold them to 17 points. You win the turnover battle. Come on, man. You can't ask for a better performance from the defense.
I went through the same thing last year. I had a backup quarterback, and we held them to freaking 17 points, and we still couldn't win it.
Yeah.
Well, that's
Same
the,
thing.
it was a good
Can't say the
defensive. It was a good defensive game. The Jaguars just game playing very well for the Chiefs, and the Chiefs did the same thing. Like you said, Chris Jones has to get I think 15 sacks to get a big bonus.
He
So
gets a bonus at 10 sacks, and he gets
Yeah.
an extra 500K if it gets to 15.
Yeah, so see, he's trying to start what he
Mhm.
missed out last week. So game game on the
Well, yeah,
defensive side.
his fingerprints were all over that game.
Yeah,
For sure.
absolutely. And I was far more concerned about him coming back this week than Travis Kelce, because
How
there's-
did he not get kicked out of the game though? That's my question.
because he's Travis Kelce.
I mean,
That's just that. Just because he's
that's fair. That's fair.
Well, what did you think about the offensive scheme? Jaguars Twitter was a buzz after that game, all talking about Press Taylor. How do you feel about that?
Definitely not a fan. I
Anthony
don't.
said because he's dating Taylor Swift. That's why.
Well, I don't know that this story about Press Taylor calling all the second half of the game all last year is accurate, because this play calling has been not its best, and you only gained weapons in the offseason, so we should be performing better, and we're not. And what I saw yesterday was a lot of cute shit. Let's do these little screen plays. Let's do a backwards pass when we already can't move the ball forward. What are we doing? Like, you're not going to intimidate a defense. You're not going to back the DBs off if you can't hit plays downfield. If you're throwing little speed outs and little things out of the backfield, the defense is going to come up and it's going to make it even harder for you. And that's exactly what happened. So play calling's got to open up. You have a very talented offensive weapon room. Like, make things happen, man. You should be in your bag just pulling out all the cool plays that you never thought you'd be able to use because you don't have the talent for it, and now you do. So, I don't know.
So do you feel like it is Press Taylor? Like, how do you feel about that?
I'm not going to give up on a dude after 2 games, because you got to at least give somebody a quarter of a season to really see where they're at and see if they can start making adjustments. You know, you might not figure it out right away, but if you can't at least show that you're making adjustments, then something's got to change, and Doug P's got to step in.
Well,
Yeah, I mean, go ahead.
Go ahead. Well, I got a question to you. Could it be just so week 1 you kind of had a problem with DeForest Buckner, and then yesterday you had a problem with Chris Jones? Maybe it's just you were facing 2 great defensive tackles. That's the problem. I mean,
I think it's definitely a bit of that mixed with the
Well,
offensive line struggling in the interior. But you have a 6'6" quarterback that can move. You can scheme plays to get him on the move, get him out of the pocket, so that's not as much of an issue. And you can then, once you start doing that, you open up the rest of the stuff so that he can sit in the pocket. But if you're just going to keep
it didn't
him
seem
in
like
the
they
pocket
got-
when that pocket's getting crashed from the middle,
right. It didn't seem like they got Travis Etienne involved very much either, but I could also see why, because you're trying to get ahead and score. But
Do you feel like the
Go
weather? Do you feel like the weather had anything to do with it?
as somebody who's played in weather like that, man, that definitely plays a factor. Even if you try
It
to
was
think that it
hot.
doesn't, it is brutal trying
was
to.
hot.
You're gonna cramp like crazy. You're gonna be gassed way easier. It's a long day when you got to play those type of games.
All right. Anything to add? I will say I was not shocked by that game. It was frustrating personally, but that didn't shock me. I think the Jaguars fans, although I think everybody might have been like just having a little bit of delusional hysteria after being in that weather, but I think it was more frustrating than it was, shocking. So any takeaways from that game, and what are your predictions for just short predictions for the Texans next week?
All right. So
And do you want to make a bet with Matt?
I am,
no, absolutely not.
Why not, Matt?
Look, I'll get to why not.
so my last little takeaways from the game were I think it's fixable. But it's got to happen fast. Trevor was also not free from blame either. Some of those end zone throws could have maybe been where it wasn't as much of a jump, where they could have maybe had a better chance to get feet down. Some of them, that's just where you have to put it to get it away from the DB, so I can't fault him for that. But some of them could have been, like the one to Ridley could have been a little better, because that could have been that touchdown that makes that difference. Next week, I have the Jaguars with their get right game. You know, I'm not disappointed with the Chiefs game because you're facing the Super Bowl champions. So to keep it a game all the way through 4 quarters, even though it was ugly, it's still like, okay, you didn't get blown out. But I think what's disappointing for Jaguars fans is that the Jaguars should have won that game multiple different times, and they didn't. And that's where the disappointment comes from, more so than expecting to win it before they even started the game.
Yeah. Yeah, it was very frustrating, very frustrating. All right, on to next week. Moving on and keep on trucking. So, Titans. This was the game of the week for me because I remember leaving the game. And
This was the game of the week for you?
This was the shocking game of the week for me. Because I remember leaving the game and I was like, okay, what's the score of the Colts Texans? And I was like, okay, that's not shocking. And I was like, what's going on with the Titans game? They went into overtime and they won by 3. I was like, you sure?
I mean, they had a chance to close it out in regulation too.
That was shocking to me. So go ahead and break down the Titans.
Well,
old Negatron Titans fan over here.
Listen, if you spent like the last 4 years watching Titans games, this is very similar to pretty much most of the victories they've had. It's been sort of like not very pretty, sort of a lot of things that make you concerned, but they end up getting a victory with it somehow, right? And I think the biggest takeaway is that they didn't turn the ball over like they did against New Orleans. That was a huge, huge problem. Offensive line is still just a complete wreck, but at least Tannehill didn't throw it into double coverage. He didn't try to get too cute with it. There was a point somewhere in that game when they were down like 11-0, Tennessee was, and it just sort of felt like there was more at stake than just like losing week 2. It kind of felt like all of like that time where we haven't won since November was just kind of really starting to like, are we going to really push ourselves over the edge here? And it's completely finished. It's done. But they were able to stave it off for a little bit. We were able to sort of bounce that back. We got the play action working again. It seems as if they've tried to get away from that. But this week it was really, really effective. Tannehill was really I think most of his pass completions came off play action. I think he was like 11 for 15 or something like that. But he was like finished the day 20-24. Not a great day for not lighting up the stat board, but no picks. That's what I like. He's being asked to do a lot with such a terrible offensive line. He's going to be getting hit a lot. So he sort of staved off a lot of the cries to bench him for at least another week. And the defense held up, especially with a beat-up secondary. I mean, 2 of our secondaries were out, and they still held up against a Chargers team, which is pretty good offensively. Although it's interesting because of the Chargers, you look at the Chargers, like this is like a loss that they get a lot of times too. Like I talk about the Titans, like this is very much like a regular Titans win. That was a lot like a regular Chargers loss. Like I can't remember how many Chargers games I've seen where they don't end that way. It feels like they always lose in like a weird way like that.
Yeah. Yeah. So what are your biggest takeaways from the game? And
offensive line needs to protect. They really do, but they're just not good. They just can't do it. They're just a little bit better than last year, which like they were just abysmal last year. So it's just frustrating because it's like I feel like they could be an offense that wins the game the way that they want to. They really want to be a team that just sort of like grinds down the opponent defensively, or it's like we're going to take long drives. We're going to just move it slower. We're going to lean on Henry. But the problem is this offensive line is not affording that kind of like they're not affording Tannehill that amount of time to sort of make the passes that he needs to. So he's just kind of scraping by, and
your best lineman was out too, wasn't he? Peters Skansky or whatever.
Yeah, Skoronski. Yeah, something with his appendix. I don't know exactly what the report is. You'd like to think
he had to have an
appendicitis or
appendectomy. Yeah.
something like that. But like I don't know. I'm thinking I don't know how long he'll be out. I don't know how serious it was. Something like that. But even still, we have our best linemen in there. They're still just not good. They really, really, really need to learn to pass protect better. Like Derrick Henry gets his yardage with terrible offensive line, but Tannehill's not going to be able to stay upright if these guys are just coming in, like, no question. It was like
y'all will be fine. You got three quarterbacks, so
yeah. That's the thing is everyone's saying that we need to bench Tannehill. But I don't know what we're supposed to do. You can't put Malik Willis in there. You can't put Mayo Levis in there. Like, what are we supposed to do? Like, you have to get with Tannehill.
You said it, not me.
We had Malik Willis last year. We didn't let him throw the ball in Houston. He literally did not throw a pass in the second half. They're talking about he made strides in the offseason. I don't care. Tannehill's the best we have. So the people who want to bench him, you have nothing to replace him with. So,
well, because they want to tank for Caleb.
I hope so. I mean, I don't know who that is, but that's fine. I don't watch college football. I don't know. From what I understand, it's a loaded QB draft. Is this true? You guys are football watchers.
From what I understand, yes, yes it is.
So it's like right now, it's like, yesterday I'm like, yeah, give me a win, but I bet in April I'm going to be pissed if we finish like 8-10 and then we can't or 8-7 and we can't actually draft a QB.
Well, I think the entire point was that Levis was supposed the Mayo guy, the Mayo one was supposed to come in and Tannehill was supposed to train him, but then Malik started showing out during the off season, and then now it's kind of eyes on both and not on Levis anymore. So I don't even know if you guys will be looking at it.
So we went from that's right. So we went from so we got Tannehill and then we got two like less than stellar backup QBs. We don't have a good quarterback situation.
Yeah. Well, so how do you?
I never said he was. He's the projected first overall pick. What are we even talking about here?
I don't know.
Don't attack me. Not you, John. I'm talking to Cody Cold Gaming.
Cody,
I never said that.
Okay, well, for the audio people, you got to explain because they're not.
So Cody's saying Caleb is not that great, Chris. And in my defense, he's the projected number one overall pick. Like, he's the guy that everybody is potentially doing bad for. I'm just stating
it's a little too early to be doing bad, though. Like, come on.
Yeah, I mean, he would have been the number one quarterback this year if he came out this year. So,
right,
well, absolutely.
I don't know, but that's the thing. That's even then, that's hit and miss. It's like you never really know. You never really know. But I do know is that you're not going to get a game-changing quarterback when you're drafting 18th or 19th every year.
I don't know. The Chiefs got one at 11.
Oh.
At 11. I just said.
No. So here, okay. So Cody clarified. He says not even Caleb can help the Titans. Caleb is not that great, Chris. So basically, he's saying that that even if they
not
draft
good
Caleb,
enough to help.
He's not going to be able to help Tennessee. And okay, I got you.
But I
got you, Cody.
But the main point is
my mouth.
Tannehill is Tannehill. I feel like we know what he is, but this offensive line is doing him no favors, and he gets a lot of blame for what they do to him. Like, the amount of times he gets sacked is insane, and he suffered the consequences last year for finally caught up to him. He's been really tough, but he got hurt last year. You know what? Is it going to be able to sit out or stick through a whole season this year, getting sacked 4 times a game? I don't think so.
Well, see, that's what I was just saying this whole offseason is Ryan Tannehill is very inconsistent. One week he is 10 for 24 for 100 and something yards, and this week he was 25 for 30 something for 284 and a touchdown or whatever. Like, he goes from very good they're very bad real quick. So
Yeah.
I think he got a little. I think he was like last week. He was definitely trying to force things that just weren't there. I think it
But
was.
he did
more
play
of
better
like-
defense too. So
Yeah, well, New Orleans has a good defense, but even still, like there was mistakes that 36. You should know not to do that. I think it was more of like, hey, look, I've seen people just throw it up to DeAndre Hopkins and he'll come undone with it. That's not what DeAndre Hopkins is anymore. I think we need to lean more on Treylon Burks. Like I think like when we first signed D-Hop, I thought, oh, okay, maybe D-Hop will take attention away to open up Treylon Burks. I think it's going to have to be the opposite. I think Treylon Burks made some crucial catches yesterday, and that actually afforded D-Hop to get that catch in overtime to set up the field goal. I think that's going to be very helpful. I think that, we're on our last gasp, Henry. I mean, even with he was still getting his yards, but it's like you can't keep doing that all year. His touches are going down. I like this guy we drafted, Spears. Where's he from? What college did he go to? Tulane. Yeah, I think he's got a lot going there. Like I think he could really help out with that. But again, Derrick Henry actually needs his touches to get going. I don't know. Now I'm just rambling.
So you're next week less Chubb playing the Browns.
Yeah, we don't have to. Yeah, well,
you don't have to worry about Nick Chubb. But so
our run defense is incredible. We can stop the run. I don't care who the running back is. That defensive line can stop running backs. The problem is we can't stop receivers. Like the secondary is always going to be like making catches. Like the way that we run our defense is all about pressuring the quarterback.
Well, there you go, Sean.
Did he just? Oh, wow. Okay. So
a comment. Hold on. A comment. Y'all got to stop. You guys got to remember that we got people that listen too. So a comment just came in that says Watson also just limped off after a sack.
Yeah, but this is going to be dated by the time someone's listening to this tomorrow, right?
Yes, but still, for the
Okay,
content.
All right,
yeah,
that's fine. He limped
Anyways,
up, great. If Deshaun's not there, whatever. Like it doesn't matter who the quarterback is. Amari Cooper is going to get open next week. It's going to happen. I'd be more excited if Amari Cooper limped off the field.
All right. Well, we will see. Right, John, give us real quick, since you haven't been on for regular season yet. What is your prediction of how the Titans are going to do? Give me what's it going to be?
What next week?
Their record for the season.
I don't know. I mean,
I know you love doing this. Come on.
mean, we are on pace right now to finish 1-16. So I won't reach any.
You got
higher.
your one. I like it.
There you go.
Well, before we move on to the division game of the week, I did want to mention this during the Jaguars segment and I forgot. So I posted we had 3 fighter jets fly over the game for the Jaguars game. Chris Jackson is currently sinking down in his chair. So I posted a video.
How many Jags articles do you have in the queue? Jesus Christ, Sam, you're the unbiased host.
It's not an article. I'm just looking for some clout real quick.
Man,
so
you're the host.
Hush. I don't have a Jaguar show, okay? And until I get one on my own network, I get to do a little bit of, my own thing. Anyways, listen. So the United States government lost a fighter jet yesterday. So I posted a video of the 3 fighter jets flying over the stadium. And I said, the Jaguars may have lost yesterday, but at least we didn't lose a fighter jet. So please clap at Sammy Football. Go clap.
Great story.
Thank you.
How about no?
Sammy Football with an I. Sammy Football with an I. Go like that. At least we did better than the United States government. We didn't lose a fighter jet. All right. Shut up, Chris Jackson.
I didn't even do nothing.
Shut up, Chris Jackson. Tell Cody and Matt to invite me on Jaguars fan battle more, and I won't talk about them so much on here. All right, moving on. Division game.
Just do what I do. Just pod bomb.
I should.
Hello,
yeah. You know what?
everybody.
You don't have any room to talk. You just jump on here. So I don't want to hear
He
anything.
did to us yesterday.
Hell yeah. Great content, mother. What do you mean?
Yeah, I know. I've done it to you guys
Gang.
before too. It's all good. It's all
Exactly.
good.
That's what I'm saying. I love it.
All right. Anyways, division game of the week. Texans Colts. Matt.
What happened? What else can I say? I mean, there ain't nothing else to say. My time's up. There you go. Chris, is all yours.
Oh, poor Matt. All right, come on. What else? Let's hear it.
No, I mean,
Are you still gonna win 6?
yeah, I think we still win 6. We had no offensive line starters at all the whole game. You ask Chris Jackson and CJ Stroud still threw for 384 yards and 2 touchdowns. Just imagine what you do with the line and the defense that shows up. So we're tons away from changing the game. We make that touchdown or a field goal, then it's a different ball game. But of course, we missed a field goal and a touchdown. So, but yeah,
Read that one. Read that one, Chris Jackson.
Oh no, I'm gonna let Matt cook, and then I'm gonna adjust the comments. And I mean,
Okay.
But yeah, I mean,
You're making
was a good
friends
game.
all over, aren't you, Chris?
it was a good game. The scoreboard says different, but 31-20. 31-20.
Hold on. Can I address this comment real quick? Are they
No.
real fans? Nobody is talking for real. Get down to the depths of the game. Look at the people, their stats, time, etc. Well, this is not a stats show. This is a fan battle show. Yeah, this is a shit talking show. This is a fan battle show. The number one thing we do not do are stats. If you want to listen to some stats, go turn on ESPN, listen to Adam Schefter or Ian Rappaport. We're not a stats show. We will occasionally talk about it, but nobody wants to hear that shit. Anyways, moving on. Go ahead, Matt.
But yeah, Josh Jones fucked us single-handedly. He got 3 out of 6 sacks, caused a fumble, and called back a touchdown because he was holding. He sucks very, very bad. I miss Tunzel like a fat kid misses cake. So please come back. They jumped up real quick the 28-10 or 28-10. And I thought it was going to be a blowout, but CJ Stroud said otherwise. Came back and he was pushing the ball, running for his life, but he was pushing the ball. So again, if he scored in the third quarter or the fourth quarter, different game. But next week, I'm not taking no bet.
It's okay, Jared. It's okay, Jared. We forgive you. I just wanted to clear that up because we've never had anybody ask why we're not saying stats. As a matter of fact, we've told people to not talk about stats. But go on, Matt. We're listening.
Yeah. I am not ever betting any of you motherfuckers for the Texans because I used to claim a whole bunch of taxes of how much money I donated to charity because of the Texans. So I am not betting no more. I have to put up a profile picture for Josh. And Josh, he's not letting it down.
No.
So yeah.
It
was a good game.
Did he already pick it?
Not yet. I'm waiting
So
for
for those that didn't listen last week, and for those that are new to Fan Battle, we've been doing this for
It's
5
Josh
seasons
Senior,
now.
right?
Yeah, we've been doing this for 5 seasons now, and usually we end up making bets that the money goes to charity, and then we also offer up our profile pictures, and the person who wins gets to choose the profile picture for the week, and so that's always fun. Justin Briley keeps saying that I love the Titans, and I would just like to let everybody.
It's the Colts.
I would just like to let everybody know here.
It's Jalen Ramsey.
live.
It's not the Titans. It's not the Jaguars. It's Jalen Ramsey.
I do not like
if you
any
go
of
to
those
her
things.
Twitter, it's at Sammy loves Jalen Ramsey, and then you'll see the hashtag Jalen Ramsey season with a SZ in.
She's about to be a Colts fan. You guys got a franchise QB.
This is fake. This is fake news. This is slanderous. This is defamation of, and I will send you a cease and desist letter because I don't appreciate my name being slandered.
Billions
like this.
and billions of tweets with Jalen.
Out of all the news in the world, this is the fakest. I would never say this about
Trevor
Jalen
Lawrence.
Ramsey.
Trevor Lawrence has a cutting board at home that was personally bought by Sammy.
That is accurate.
It's a butcher block.
That is true.
It's a butcher block. It's a great butcher block, by the way. The best butcher
The
block I've ever
greatest,
seen.
the greatest, the greatest
greatest.
butcher block.
The greatest butcher block ever.
Well,
I'm telling
speaking
you,
of
nobody
Sam,
can buy one.
That is accurate. I did buy Trevor Lawrence a chopping block. That is true.
speaking of Sam's man crush, Anthony Richardson
geez.
went out after his second rushing touchdown, and Gardner Minshew came blazing guns. Like I thought he was going to tear us up, but
Hey,
for
man.
some reason the
Hey, man.
Colts just quit passing the ball and running it and gave it a chance to come back, which was stupid. But yeah, no, before I let Chris go, Clarence, you're right. I feel bad for the Texans this week. It's going to be 31-10 Jaguars.
Oh wow. Okay. That's well, hot damn.
Yeah, they what they did against the Chiefs sold me. They are taking away with the division. I think they're sweeping everybody. Yeah, Jaguar. This is the year they break the curse. They're finally going to sweep the Texans in 5 years. So. On to the Colts.
Nice.
Interesting.
Okay, time for hold on, everybody. Chris Jackson's about to unload the. You know what? I don't like when Chris Jackson comes at me, but I like when he comes at everybody else. So I'm just gonna sit back and watch.
You know what? No, because we've went over this. If this was VT talking for the Texans, oh, he'd be. I'm going like darting. But the thing about it is, we talked about this Texans things. We talked about it Saturday. We talked about it yesterday, and then we're talking about it today. I had no issue going into this game saying that it was going to be a very close game. But there was a lot of Texans fans outside of Matt that were just sitting there just saying, you know what? Nope, the Texans have the better team. You know, they're going to win. I'm like, you know what? You have all the right in the world to be confident. I understand completely. But then when we hear that Laramie Tunsil is possibly going to be out, all of a sudden we're still going to beat you. But if we don't, it's because Tunsil's out. And then we heard about CJ Stroud having a shoulder issue. They're just like, well, I mean, if CJ Stroud isn't in, I mean, I don't see us beating y'all. But if he does play, oh, yeah, no, it's just going to be a lot closer than it would be if Tunsil's in. Can we, like, for a second, I have, like, out of the whole entire division, I think Texans fans are probably the one fan base that I've never really had, like, bad interactions with. I mean, every now and then you have like those weirdos, but I've never done that. But VT, man, you know what? I can't.
Hey, you leave my boy alone.
Listen, nah, man, because he just said just so much stuff, and then he's doubling down on the BS yesterday. He's talking about, well, we're down to our 4th string left tackle, and we're down to. I'm just like, bro, like, what are we talking about here? We had our number one QB.
He just likes the argument. He likes the game.
You gotta admire his
Jacoius Whitmill wants to know if you're calling him out right now.
Jacoius, no, me and Jacoius are actually cool because we've interacted before. I'm talking about VT. I don't know if he's in the group, but there's another one, Leo. I think he's on Twitter. I've just heard that DeMeco Ryans,
and you can't forget our favorite Texans fan, Chris Royal. He's an oddball too. Love him.
God love Chris Royal, man.
But this game was I'm gonna say this was the perfect storm of everything. I'm gonna say all those Texans fans didn't want to happen. Anthony Richardson getting out the gate because they swore up and down that they were just gonna contain him. He got out the gate early. First drive was quick. I mean, it's just driving down the field, passing and runs, very easy, just going down the field. Then we get the ball back, and then we drive down the field again. And unfortunately, Anthony Richardson got hurt on a hit while crossing the goal line for the second TD of the day. And then eventually he ends up leaving. So, I mean, at that point, we're up. We've scored 14. And we're thinking that everything's good.
Hold on, Chris. I got to say something about that injury. Colt fan told me that you better watch out for Anthony Richardson. He needs to protect himself because he's going to be injury ridden like Andrew Luck.
He's injury
prone.
Well, he does need to absolutely protect himself. The thing is, on that one in particular, like from looking at it, he absolutely does need to protect himself. But the thing is, that's a design play. Like, I think the only thing that he could have done differently in that case is maybe braced a little better. But even so, it's like he
was talking about last week getting hurt with the leg injury and this week getting hurt with the concussion. There's two different things.
Yeah,
it's two freak accidents. So
Yeah.
Can I address this really quick? I know it's not fan battle related. So there's some back and forth in the chat. Evan Payne said, "Where did RJ go?" And Cody said he left the network, and Evan says he went to Suave's or whatever. So yes, he probably went. He probably went and had some dinner with Suave Walker and didn't return. But the fact of the matter is that we brought somebody on that ended up taking him with him, and not RJ, but the person who took him to their little thing ended up trying to copyright claim us for all the things that they had posted themselves.
All right. We're going.
No. I got. Yeah. I just got to make not Morocco either. I just wanted to make that clear. So he's not. It's not that he's not here because we don't miss him, but he's not here because we don't miss. We don't miss Leonard Firestone, because how can you trust a bald man with a red beard, right, Matt?
Ooh.
Hey, fuck you! I take that to heart. Right? I've been here since day one, motherfuckers. All through the trash, I've been here. So don't go there.
I just wanted to clear that up.
Drama. There's been some drama. Why? Oh my goodness! In my sabbatical.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say drama. It's more clout chasing.
Anyways, go ahead, Chris. Let's hear it.
We know two Jaguars related items during Ammo's segment, and now all of a sudden we're going into Jerry Springer-esque things. You know? No.
I just had to clear. No. I just had to clear. I had to clear up the chat here. I just had to clear up the chat. There was some chit chatter.
Okay, so you know what? I like this question right here. Chris,
did you have any more articles that you had?
No. But if we're being completely honest, I think Shane Steichen deserves a lot of credit for the game plan that he drew up yesterday.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I mean, he mixed up the run and the pass. And I mean, if we want to talk about, how you go ahead and you keep a team, I'm going to say, from potentially capitalizing. I mean, late in the game in the fourth quarter with about, I think it was 7.5 to 8 minutes left. I mean, basically he goes down with the ball, or they bring the ball down, and then they act like they're about to run a play, let the clock run down a little bit, make the Texans burn a timeout, and then he comes out in punt formation on the very next one. So what could have potentially been a drive where they actually end up scoring, and then they have all three of their timeouts, now they're going into a two-score situation with only two timeouts left, which was intentional, and that was like a true heads-up play. So I think not enough credit is being given to Shane Steichen. I mean, shout out to the O-line. Shout out to Zach Moss. I didn't expect him to come in and run, have 18 rushes for 88 yards, but I mean, shit, he did. So
yeah, I have to agree with you. Shane Steichen was a genius because, like I said earlier, we were coming back. So to have us burn a timeout was a hell of a smart move because it did end up biting us in the ass not having that timeout. So he's a head coach. I wanted him if we didn't get D'Amico. Yeah. And then when y'all got him and Anthony Richardson, I was like, oh fuck, here we go. But yeah. I do want to say this. Yes, I was wrong. Things didn't go my way. Shit happens. I'm sorry.
No, you know what, Matt? With you, that's fine. VT got some shit to answer for though. Because he went full scorched earth yesterday, and this man has been on a 24-hour absolute
my God
craziness.
Time out. Stop the presses. Look who is in the comment section.
Yeah, he's an idiot.
Nick Fuentes.
Fuentes?
Listen, this is a name. This is a name we have not heard in a while. So for those of you that are new listening, that are new watching, we have had this group for about 6 years. We've had this podcast for about 5. This is an OG in the AFC South fan battle. Nick Fuentes. 32 Nick. Where you been, my man? Welcome back. Oh, yeah, even
Nick.
He's back. He's back.
Yeah, he's an idiot. He's trying to say his child is not a good quarterback, that he sucks.
I'm happy Nick Fuentes is back.
Yeah.
Welcome back, Nick Fuentes.
He's even in the Texans chat. He even said that the Colts wasn't pressing CJ Stroud in the fourth quarter. They were still blitzing in the fourth quarter. So you have no idea what you're talking about. They were still trying to beat him. So Nick Fuentes is 32 Nick. Like Bradley says, he's a Chiefs fan. He just needs to move on.
Yo, you got some room to talk over there, don't you? Live
My
there?
name's not Tanner Doty, okay? I'm not a Chiefs fan. Thank you, man. I appreciate you.
Wow. Tanner's gonna give you a firm talking to after this one.
That's fine by me.
Why I oughta?
He's like, I told your ass to stop that shit.
No, so he had it in the third quarter, but thanks again for playing. See you next week.
Yo, that's yo. Welcome back, Nick. But listen, I
address
will-
this question too.
Colts needed fourth quarter blitzes to beat Texans fourth string O line. I mean, why would you stop? They ended the game with 6 sacks. Like you mean to tell me? So you mean to tell me if you're absolutely dominant? Matter of fact, I know he's one of those people where they're just like, hey, grab as much money as you can, and then he's just like, okay, well, I'll only use my right hand, and then he grabs like a couple dollars with his right hand, just be like, well, guess I can't grab any more, then can I? It's just like no, no.
The Ravens did the same thing last week. Like
if you know for a fact that you're getting to the quarterback nonstop and you need to pressure him, why are you going to stop pressuring him? It's clear that he can play under pressure. So why would you go and let up knowing damn well that he could potentially gash you for another touchdown? Like that doesn't make any sense. Like, I mean, you could go ahead and say, oh, yeah, versus fourth O-line. So does that mean that they just stand straight up and say, oh, well, they're not going to do anything anyway? No, you keep on going after them. You don't stop just because they're fourth string. They're in the NFL. Everybody's in the NFL. So if they're in front of you, punch them in the face and keep it moving. Like
this comment says, y'all know he's a diehard Rams fan, cut to cat. No, he likes massages, so he's a Browns fan.
Spicy.
Spicy.
All right, moving on. Next week.
Ravens.
Next week, y'all are going home back to Baltimore.
Ooh.
What's your prediction?
I like our odds in that game only because of the fact that I don't think I've seen anything out of the Ravens offense that has made me, I'm going to say worry. I'm going to say outside of Zay Flowers, because Zay Flowers is like low key, like making some decent plays.
He's good.
But honestly, I don't see there being a huge difference between anything that we've done so far. I mean, we've played against Trevor Lawrence, we played against CJ Stroud. They've both been pretty good about extending plays. I think if we get to Lamar enough to pressure him, that he'll potentially make mistakes. I think it's a winnable game. I think there's a chance that we go into Baltimore, potentially win 23-20.
Oh man, the chat's just ragging on Nick Fuentes. I'm happy you're back, Nick Fuentes. Don't let these fools talk crap. We've needed to get the gang back together, you know. It's been a while.
No, that's a throwback.
All right, well, let's go ahead and wrap this bad boy up. Any final thoughts?
I will say congratulations to our winner last week. Your jersey is on the way. I know you retweeted it and everything on social media. But again, thank you for participating. And Sam, we got another contest going on, correct?
Yes, I think you're going to have to clarify, as I don't remember all the terms and conditions of that one. I think it's general subscribers, and it's going to be going on through October, right?
Yes.
So it's going to be the same thing if you subscribe to Fan Battle Sports Twitter, AFC South Fan Battle Twitter, and then our Facebook pages and our
Just
YouTube.
Follow us ever on social media.
Yes.
And subscribe to our YouTube.
Yes,
So,
and then we're going to do a random drawing at the end of October, beginning of November. So make sure you're following us on all the platforms: X, Facebook, and YouTube.
And
YouTube, most importantly.
This time, I'm going to send it to Sam's house first, so she can get the package ready for you for a wonderful surprise. So, yes.
Oh man, I love doing that.
Make sure you subscribe. Follow.
Yeah, we had a one of our Titans fans in the group. He lives in Scotland, and I made sure I dressed it all up with American flag swag. And so when he opened it up, there was American flag glitter that went everywhere. What else did I send him? It was like
American flag boxers and.
Oh yeah, and then it was like reasons to be a Titans fan. It was like a book, but then on the inside it was blank. It was pretty great.
And you also did the Tommy Briley. You put a whole box of glitter, so when you open it up, it was nothing but it was like a glitter ball.
Teal and black and gold. Oh man, I forgot about that. That was a couple years ago.
Yeah.
And I made him record it. Like, make sure you record it so we could put it on the website. But it was really just because it had glitter in it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So make sure you do it as free jersey. He picked it.
I won't do that. I won't put glitter in your stuff.
He picked an Anthony Richardson jersey. So hopefully the next person has better taste. So I'm just kidding with you, Chris. Don't pull a VT on me. Get mad.
Should have sent him 2 for every touchdown he had on y'all.
Damn. Yep. Burn. Super burn. All right, Matt, tell us where to find you.
A1 Day 1 Texans everywhere on social media. Wednesday nights, you can find me on the Texans Fan Battle at 8 o'clock. Saturday, you can find me on the Fan Battle Sports Fantasy show at 8 o'clock. We had Chris on last week. Hopefully he joins us again. It was some fun.
Yes, it was.
Agent Ha. We know you work for the NSA, but where else can we
find
you?
No, he got promoted. He's FBI now. That's why he's outside.
Oh, so we can find you in our devices, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Find me in the same places as always.
Which is nowhere.
Don't know where.
just whisper in your phone. He'll listen to you.
Yeah.
Listen. You can't find me, but I can find you.
Chris Jackson.
Okay, Joe.
Hey, which by the way, we need to have you on the Titans Fan Battle. I posted it earlier. We need more Titans commentators.
I don't think it exists.
Titans Fan Battle. We need to get some Titans fans. So, and then you could be there with John Haw. So all the people that are super mad at John because he's always negative. There you go.
Another
Titans Fan Battle.
customer.
Yes, Negatron strikes again. All right, Chris Jackson, go ahead.
You can find me at CJ Colts Fan on Twitter. Also find me on Tuesdays with the rest of the crew on Horseshoe Mob at 9:30 Eastern, 8:30 Central. And outside of that, you can find me terrorizing Sam about her love for Jalen Ramsey and the threat of Miles Jack's knee.
Lies, all lies. Ammo, where
His
do we find you?
knee was down. All the way to the ground.
It was
in
literally
the grass.
not down. It was not down. It was not down. It was not down. But they did.
You are fake news. You are fake news.
They did raffle off a Miles Jack jersey at the Jaguars game the other day, by the way, which is not. He doesn't play for them anymore, and that's
They playing leftover stock.
I know, but still, like,
it's a collector's item. Was it the one
like,
he wore in the AFC Championship when he was down?
No, it's just like, you know how like during the game they give away prizes and they're like, you want a Miles Jack jersey? And
Emma, I'm sorry that you have to catch a stray with that one, but this is all Sam's fault.
As Walker's on the field. But anyways, go ahead. Ammo, tell us where to find you.
So you can catch me here Monday nights talking about how the Jaguars are running away with the division and the Colts don't stand a chance. Ooh. That was for you.
Oh, you say standing. Like Miles Jack wasn't doing in the AFC Championship.
Well, you're about to find out about it in week 6, so it's all right. It's all right.
Say standing like Anthony Richardson.
What did Bart
ain't
Scott
gonna
say?
Be doing.
Can't wait.
It's all right. We got brooms ready for you. It's okay. And you can catch me on Twitter at AmmoJags.
All right.
Are those new brooms, or are those the ones that you used to sweep up the rats?
It's the same ones we used to sweep the Titans last year.
Ooh.
I
like it. Chris is excited.
Nobody hates the Titans more than me, so it doesn't really matter.
No, actually, I was just like Ha's the wrong person to say that to, because he's just well, you don't affect me much.
Well, it's really just for all Titans fans, not just him, you know?
You need to short reels that one. That was a good one. Go ahead, man.
Also, Friday night, check out the Jaguar fan battle versus the Texans fan battle. So make sure you check us out. We'll be doing the same thing we did with the Colts, and they did with the Colts.
Oh God, please let me on that one so I can actually say something without Chris being like, "You're supposed to be not biased." Anyways, you can find
he's gonna jump on and
Probably.
bomb you. So
Probably. He always does. You can find me on Twitter, now X, at Sammy Football with an I. And of course, you can find me here Monday nights at 9:30 during the regular season on fanbattlesports.com and AFCSFB. That stands for AFC South Fan Battle and Fan Battle Sports Network. So thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure you check out the other shows during the week. Subscribe to our X channels. We share the content. You guys will see it there. And we will see you for week 3.
Wait, Sam, we forgot. We forgot from Twitter. Sam loves Jalen Ramsey.
I hate it every time. I forgot. I can't.
Sit back in your saddle and get ready for the fan.